first time I came to this McDonald's, I came a couple days ago and I asked for a Coke Icy. And you know the response I got? Sorry, sir, our icy machine isn't working. Then I asked for a large Sprite. And they're like, our Sprite isn't working either. And she was like, we have Coke and Fanta. I was like, can I have a Fanta? And she was like, all right. Got the Fanta, got to the window, and she was like, it's free. So we're coming back to support this McDonald's again in hopes that their icy machine is working on this beautiful morning. I had to share that with y'all. I love McDonald's so much.
Hey, welcome in. How's my hair?
Oh yes, can I have a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle meal? Can I have a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle meal?
What's the drink, sweetie?
Sprite.
Anything else?
That's all.
First one.
I couldn't bring myself to try to order the icy. I know they don't have it. All right, we got it. And now we are on the way to the lake. Yes, I did say lake. And we are putting our kayak in the big body of water today. Our first time ever doing it. I was always kind of skeptical of it because I don't want to put my little kayak out with 21-foot nitros and they're just ripping all around me and I can barely stand up in it. But found a little like small creek that I think we can put it in, and it's not too far from the boat dock, so I'm really excited for that. We have all of our safety stuff that we need, so like if the wake boats start coming out, we're not gonna get flipped over, and if we do get flipped over, we should survive it. I'm excited. I actually found some spots that like really look really good and I want to try them out. And also there's a couple different boat docks that I could put in that. I'm gonna give myself until about 12 to fish. We're into like fall, so it doesn't get really hot at 12, but by 12 it'll probably start to die down. It won't be as good as it is right now. And honestly, I should probably already be in the water right now, but we'll save that story for another time. So I'm really excited to put the kayak in a large body of water. We're actually going to Lay Lake today, so super excited for that. Whoa, boy, that's just too good. Jesus Christ, that is so strong. Woo! All right, guys, we have the boat ramp basically all to ourselves. So I'm super excited to see how it's gonna turn out. It's probably about 63 right now, if I had to guess. And I really wanna get over there because I know there's some spots where I can throw a frog, and it would really help if my truck was unlocked so I could get in and get my stuff out. Frog and another frog. We got one with like a yellow bottom, and then we got another one with like a dark, I guess you could call that a black bottom. It's kind of speckled, but I think we're gonna start off with the black today. I've been having to listen to these bats blow up right here back behind me. Look, one just blew up right there, so.
Three hours later.
All right, so we've been out here for about 3 or 4 hours now. We haven't had a single bite. I was out kind of on the main body of water. Then I ended up finding like a little creek on Google Maps that wasn't too far from the boat launch. So I paddled over. I went through like a really shallow part, about 6 inches, and I figured once I got through that, I would start seeing fish and I'd be able to catch some. I started seeing fish, but I just couldn't catch them. I was throwing that chatterbait, jig, I'm about to tie on a stick bait because we're coming in kind of into a creek. So we're gonna try that out. We've been floating this little part right here for, I don't know, maybe about 2 hours. And I know there's fish back here. That's why I haven't turned around yet. But we're gonna keep fishing. Hopefully we can find some. Hopefully we'll get in some fish. I actually took my camera off because I was just like focused trying to catch one. If we don't catch one today, we're definitely gonna have to try to come back tomorrow because I know for a fact there are gonna be fish back here. Like, it just looks too good back here for there not to be nothing back here. We've seen schools of bait fish. We've seen bass. We just haven't been able to catch anything yet. So it's coming. We're just trying to learn. We're trying to learn like a new body of water, basically. We've never done this before, so I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. We're gonna figure it out. I wanna get to the point where I can compete in a tournament. That's kind of why I'm out here now. I want to be able to enter some tournaments next year, but I don't wanna go in learning. I wanna kind of already know a little bit of something and then go in and try to fish some. So we're gonna keep fishing. Hopefully we can get on some fish. There's some structure and stuff back here, and I know for a fact bass boats don't come back here. So hopefully we can maybe find some back here. There's fish in here. I think there's fish in here. Oh, I had one. Small. Oh guys, that was fish number one. Made eye contact right after we saw like a big fish bust out in the middle. It almost looked like, you know how when stripe bust on like a dam or on a big body of water, it kind of like that. Just missed a really small one, like smallest one of the day for sure. But I've always had pretty good luck around little trees like this. You don't even have to cast far. You can just cast in each little pocket. Sometimes it might just be a flip and one little flick of your rod and you'll catch one sometimes. It doesn't take much if you can find a bank with a whole bunch of trees. If you can just get your lure in there without getting it hung up, cast in there, because sometimes there'll be fish. And a lot of times, even if it's an overfished spot, people won't pitch in every little section. So sometimes fish will sit up in the little pocket. Sometimes when you're fishing, it doesn't even take a cast. Sometimes if you just drop your lure in the water, let it hit the bottom, you might catch one. So I think there's one, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Oh, he came off too. Oh, another small one. See, that's what I'm saying though. There's another small fish. I mean, I was expecting to catch a fish, but wasn't like expecting the first one to be a little green sunfish. Hopefully he can shake itself off, because I don't know if I'll be able to unhook him. Say it again. Is that one out right there? The top one?
Yeah, the top one's out.
Okay, cool.
Turn the hook. Usually when you do that, both of them.
They're out. There he goes. All right, finally. That was kind of cool. All right, well, Greg just caught a bass. I just caught a green sunfish. Lost two small ones. The pond we were just at. Greg has one. That's not a bad one. Oh, there was one. Just missed one. There's one. It's a big old long bass. That's a nice one. Not really. I mean, he's okay. Well, he's not super big, but there he goes. This is about the normal size for an ear, but the only reason why we keep coming back out here is because there are big ones in here. Like, every cast isn't going to be a big one, every fish isn't going to be a big one, but when you do catch a big one, it's definitely worth catching it, you know. So keep trying, and you just never know what the cast is going to be the one where you land the big one. I think that might be the fish that we end on today. Yeah. Oh, there's a good one. That's not a bad one, dude. He kind of feels big, honestly. I can't see him. Oh, he's just kind of fat. He has a little belly on him. He's not super big. My camera? Yeah. Really, I thought I would have turned it off. So we're gonna actually end on this one. Like, what is that rubbing up against my finger? Well, that's fish number, I don't know. We'll say that's like 9, 10 for the day, yeah. All right, guys, so that's my first time out on the kayak in a big body of water. It was a big learning experience for sure. I saw a whole bunch of fish. I watched a couple 2s and 3s just cruise right by the kayak. When I left the main body of water, I went through a little portion of the creek that I was in where I couldn't even like use my PDL drop, so I had to paddle through it. So I was like, going back there, I was pretty confident that I was gonna be able to catch some fish, but it just didn't work out. I saw a whole bunch, but it is what it is. It happens. I mean, that's fishing. That can happen at a pond too. So I'm gonna go back to that spot and try it again for sure, because I hate seeing all those fish and knowing I can catch them. If I just like, I don't know how I can catch them, but I know I can catch them. One of my main goals for the rest of this year is to learn how to fish bigger bodies of water a little bit better, because a lot of tournaments are held on big bodies of water. There's not really any pond kayak fishing tournaments. I think if I can get good out there, we should be good. We should be in the money. That's one of my #1 goals. We're sitting here in the apartment. We're in our apartment phase of life right now. We're editing some videos today. We're kind of taking today off, trying to catch up on some editing. We have a lot of content filmed, and also we have a lot of big trips coming up. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about today's video. Also, let me know any kayak lake tips you have. One thing I really need to get is a graph. I don't have a graph on my kayak, and I need to learn. I'm be like 150% new to graphs too, so I don't know how to read well, I know how to read graphs, but just like learning all the controls, learning how to work it, that would be 100% new to me. So that's probably the next investment that I'm gonna have to make, is putting a graph in the kayak if I want to do tournaments, because I know it'll just make it that much easier. So hopefully we can maybe we can get some live scope and go put our kayak in over some crappie and maybe snag some crappie out of some brush piles. But we'll see. We'll see how all that goes, how all that pans out. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate all the support on the channel. Don't forget to fish hard and have a good day. See y'all.